Okay. Apologies, had to restart the stream. OBS disconnected for whatever reason. So I need to deal with this dead body that I did not kill. I feel like I should make this clear. I did not kill Bradley. My son may have, so I am probably technically culpable, but technically I did not kill Bradley. Now, that being said, I 100% would have if I'd gotten to him. But to be fair, he did start trying to kill my son, so what else was I supposed to do? So, we're gonna go ahead, drop off Bradley in the crematorium. Whoop. Dang it. Alright. I do need to get a sign. Oh. Rip. Need to get a sign for this. Probably pink, because that's what Bradley would want. So we have a, door on the crematorium. And we're just gonna plop him in there. Close the door. And while we let Bradley, bask in the fire, where should we go? I think we should go back to the main base. I should get some work done over there. Hang on, I need to make sure that this is picking up... Yeah, it's picking up the audio. That's good. Whee! Oh, I didn't mention this yet, but in my super flat hardcore world, I actually just got sugarcane today. So I can, like, use my elytra, which is going to be so great. I'm really excited for that, because, man, I really like using elytras. I didn't realize how fun elytras were, honestly, until this server, and that's mostly because I've never really messed around with them. Whee! Whee! Oh, you know what? We could work on the axolotl farm. Like, I don't want to work on the creeper farm. Let's be realistic here. That's not something I want to do. Whee! So yeah, we're gonna work on the axolotl breeding center. I think I may have left my supplies for that in my hat. I did. I left my supplies at my spawn house. Okay. I guess we're doing a creeper farm. Oh boy. You know what? That sucks. But we're gonna have to do it because that's just all we have. I mean, we gotta let the body properly be dealt with. I mean, we're having a funeral for Bradley in a couple days, I think. I'm not 100% sure when we're doing this. Um, so okay, white concrete, smooth quartz, polished dorite. And we're gonna wanna drop some of that back in. Okay, I'm gonna fly up to the tippy top. Because I am lazy. Apparently Bradley found, oh, actually Velxa found a barrel roll mod. And Bradley has been using it in his recent videos, and frankly that makes them almost unwatchable. It's dizzying. Actually, I should just do this with that. Because if I fall, then I can just... Okay. So I've done that. That side needs to be broken up a bit. So at this point, we're just gonna... Nope. Okay, bum, bum, bum. I do need to refill my carrots soon. Getting low on those. One thing that really upsets me about fantasy is there's a lot of anti-Semitism that's just baked into everything. So like 9 times out of 10, if you do something in a fantasy setting, if you're not like incredibly careful, there's a risk you'll either end up using a trope that is just fully anti-Semitic, or um, using a trope that can be anti-Semitic in an anti-Semitic way. And, you know, I'm against anti-Semitism. Like all reasonable people should be. So like whenever I mess around with like fantasy stuff, I get a little nervous and I always go back and I check, like, okay, where is the line we're dealing with? Because unfortunately, it's really hard to separate the two, and sometimes there's a portion of fantasy that there's like some like trope or whatever that is just always bad. Like just you shouldn't really mess around with it because it just you can't do it right, or chances of doing it right are low enough that it's not necessarily worth the risk. And I say this, of course, while playing Minecraft, made by Anti-Semite. Um, but it's always like really important to check and see if there's like anything like explicit, like, ooh, like don't do that. That is particularly bad. Like one thing I've seen mixed opinions on this, which I'm not surprised that the opinions are mixed on this. But the general understanding is that, for example, goblins can be a bit of a gray area because of um there's just a lot of like the gold hoarding and stuff, and like um I believe some versions of goblin stories have like baby eating, which harkens back to blood libel. Um which geez, that's bad. And so there's every so often you'll like it's that's why I wouldn't necessarily like on an SMP, like I would have to do a lot of, as much as I love goblins in fantasy, which sucks. I like um the little guys that do stuff. Um but what one thing that I've like gone through and like I've checked things when I've been planning out lore, and one thing that I checked out was the other thing that is typically associated with goblins, which is ghouls. And as far as I can tell, there is no anti Semitism, or there's not a lot of anti Semitism. I can't find explicit links to anti Semitism in ghouls. Now, for those of you who don't know, ghouls are typically creatures that eat corpses. They're not necessarily cannibals. It's more like what are they called? Vultures, where they just eat bodies essentially to clean up. Um, and like I don't particularly like the way vultures look, but I am absolutely a fan. So, I mean, they do a really important job in the environment. So, you know, how are you supposed? You really want me to hate on this vital part of our ecosystem? No, I'm not going to do that. And so basically, ghouls are kind of, in that sense, like vultures. And honestly, I believe they actually come. I'm not sure. The the origin of ghouls is a little bit messy. Like the Wikipedia page doesn't have a lot on them because they're just not used anywhere near as much as everything else in fantasy. Um. Oh, my screen was too dim. Um. Oh boy. It's just, I think it's... Ghouls are an untapped well of potential in fantasy. Because, well, I don't know if there's actually a specific reason why not. Maybe it's because it's... Ugh. Ah! At least we know that the creeper farm works. Um... Maybe, I don't know why they don't get used. Maybe it's because, like, we already have, like, zombies and vampires, and it's just like, it's just another... I don't want to say killer, because ghouls don't technically have to kill, mechanically. In fact, I believe in the original story, was the story where they first noticeably show up. I believe they don't even do that. So basically, if you want to like mess around with something that has like name recognition but not a lot of baggage, ghouls can be a good fit. In fact, I actually listened to a podcast a while back um, that basically was a ghoul and a ghost doing a podcast. That was the shtick. And I really liked it. And unfortunately, that podcast ended up falling apart for reasons that have... If they've been stated publicly, I don't know them. But it was really good. It's called Less is Morgue. I kind of hope that someday, if the whole thing wasn't too terribly traumatic for the people involved, I hope that someday they get like a little revival. It's gonna be like... Honestly, Less is Morgue is kind of like my Firefly. Or at least that's the goal on my end. Is I want it to be this generation's Firefly, where, people talk about it for years and nobody really acknowledges that, probably for the best that it ended when it did. Maybe another season would have worked, but yeah, if you want to mess around, it's just... ghouls are just like, they're an untapped well of potential. I mean, all the kids love cannibalism these days anyways, so, what's the big deal? Gays love cannibalism. Have you seen Hannibal? No. I need to remember that I can't just leave, like, big holes. Cause that leaves... Oh! That's where one of... Ah! Shit. I can't leave big holes, cause that's... how they get ya. Ah, no, bad. Ah. Okay. So, rant over. Chat, how are you doing today? I hope y'all are doing well. I, watched part of Fit MC's Dias de los Muertos stream. Let's just say I am still not okay. Okay, I am okay, actually. At this point, finally. But, like, I was, like, looking at the stream, and I was looking at the time, and I was like, I said I was gonna stream today to multiple people. He gotta go through with it now. So I left before I really wanted to. I wanted to see where things were gonna go. Because I'm pretty sure that, a certain someone... If a certain someone logs onto the server today, which I believe they are, in fact, I think they are currently on the server, or at least they were when I started streaming. I think there's a decent chance they're going to, attempt to kill the already dead eggs. So yeah, I purposefully made the decision to log off a bit early. And I went ahead and I made, like, dinner for my mom and sister. Um, I made them some grilled cheese, and I made myself, um, some eggs. I'm just now realizing that that's a little awkward. Anyways, but yeah, I made myself some scrambled eggs. Um, they don't necessarily have, like, my taste when it comes to eggs, so I went ahead and I asked them which they would prefer. So I think part of my problem here is I've made my towers just straight up too fucking tall. Because I've noticed this problem where the creepers start falling and then they land super close to the edge of one of those things, and then they die, and then it just leaves gunpowder up there. That being said, I get so much gunpowder from it anyways that I don't really need to boost the efficiency. Anyways, I'm pretty sure Selbit is gonna try to kill the eggs. Because he said that he was gonna do as much with the living eggs. So I wouldn't put it past him to try and do it with the dead ones. And that is why I decided to leave. I'm also purposefully not checking Twitter right now because there is. Well, there's a lot of reasons not to check Twitter today. Especially if you are trans, like I am. I'm in a much more stable spot. I'm in a stable enough spot right now that I'm not worried about myself too much. But, I did have, like, some dark thoughts earlier in the week. No, last week. Last week I had some issues, after learning, uh, things that a family member thinks. And extended family, of course, but I was in a really bad place after that. And that was in part uh, because of how my hormones cycle wildly. Uh, I don't always. My mental health, like right before I get my period, is like bad. It's like on one hand, I'm not surprised that it happened, that I felt the way I did. Didn't do anything, just so that nobody freaks out. And I talked to people around me, and I got support. And then I talked about it with my therapist after. So we're all good. But I'm not gonna lie, seeing what PragerU has decided to promote on Twitter and what Twitter has decided to allow PragerU to promote on its platform, absolutely, it didn't like trigger me, but it did. I don't know what I would say it did, but it was not ideal. I think if I hadn't already been of the opinion that I couldn't do Twitter today, and therefore just tell myself, it doesn't matter. I think my day would be a lot worse if I hadn't already done that by the time I saw that. But yeah. And of course, I'm having to deal with extended family pretty soon because it's the holidays. We love the holidays. Having to confront or speak to religious family members that you have, that you are out to, but haven't really had the opportunity to just talk about talk since coming out, and basically it's not great. It's not great. No. Oh, right. It waterlogs. It doesn't. Okay, we're good. Okay, we got it. Okay. Alright, this is good. Anyways, I did end up using the hashtag to see if it would draw a little bit more interest. Just because I wanted... You know, if you're gonna see... If that hashtag is gonna get promoted anyways, I, a trans man, may as well attempt to take advantage of it. You know? I don't know if it works, and there's a part of me that's a little concerned that I might end up getting banned for it, because I know there have been other streamers who've recently gotten banned on Twitter because they've said stuff that would generally be disparaging of a certain someone with a with a big ego and small dick. So Twitter might be gone soon. That's okay. If I lose Twitter, I can just, I don't know, have a life again? Actually, no, that's not true, because, like, I barely use Twitter anyways. I really just use it to try and communicate with other streamers and fail at that because I'm really bad at communication. And to keep up with QSMP, which, you know, that would be a lot harder to do without Twitter. But I can still do it. Well, also, something that I've decided about my character on this server is, my character is not trans. I am trans. Nearcraft Gecko is not. He just looks like that. No! Alright, well. This way we can sleep. Alrighty. But anyways, aside from all of the wonkiness and the QSP drama and Elon Musk being a dipshit, my day's been alright. Alright, so we got... Okay, the interiors of all four are done. At this point, what we should probably consider doing would be... Alright, I need to think. So we're gonna get up here to get a good top view. Okay. So I need to finish this. I need to fill in this whole area. I need to build this part as well. And I need to build the undercurve, and then I also need to repeat the curve on those two. Do that. Spend the rest of the stream just plugging away at these stupid dirt curves. Or I could go check on that that favor I'm doing for Redley, who is now a ghost apparently. Honestly, I think he's just doing it to dodge his court case. Because he knew we would win against him. So for those of you who don't know, my son on the server, Squirtle, was actually going to be taking Bradley to court to get him to remove his ugly, ugly house. Because it's littering at this point. And you know, credit where credit is due, Bradley seems to dislike it now. But I don't know if he truly dislikes it, and personally my theory is he's lying about this whole I'm a ghost thing, because like people die on the server all the time, they don't turn into ghosts. I don't buy it. I don't fucking buy it. He's not a ghost. It doesn't make sense. Why would he be a ghost? But anyways, as a ghost, he asked me to take care of his dead body, so that's what I'm doing. I got the funeral home all set up so that we can have a funeral for him. I believe we might get Velxa back in time for the funeral? I hope? God, I miss Velxa. Yeah, let's take a look, see how that let's see how the body turned out. think I was a little off. And well, okay, there we go. There it is. We're not even there and I can smell it. Okay. I've had problems with this before. I can do this properly this time. I can manage this. Had some issues with this in the past. Bradley's Basque body. Like the cheesecake. I mean, little nibble can hurt. I mean, it's not like anybody's gonna be checking the inside of the casket. We can just I mean, it's gonna be an urn anyways because he did get cremated. As we don't currently have the setup for embalming. I probably should have asked if he wanted me to get it set up for embalming. Um, but I didn't. So oh, I need to heal up my wings. And that is this my sword. Oh, and oh, apologies. Someone in my house is spreading misinformation. You're here. You know what? I should see. Um, let's see if I've gotten banned off of Twitter. That. Alright, yeah. Alright, still allowed on Twitter. Good to know, good to know. Hey! Alright. It's gonna heal up the wings a bit. Or just a couple more skeletons and I'll be good. And then... What? Oh, we're good. cremation. Just need to have it ready for the funeral. I'm not exactly sure when we're having the funeral. I need to figure that out. Hmm. I wonder who's playing Enderman. 'Cause somebody is playing Enderman these days. Oh, the post office! I think the post office is done. Oh my god. You're going to make suit. Oh yeah, I didn't mention. I didn't show with this off. I've updated my username, so no more curator. No more confusion either. Oh, I'm number 4. That's so nice. Very important. Ooh. Speaking of, if you are an American of age to vote, and are registered to do so, might I politely ask you to remember to get out there uh, this upcoming Tuesday and please vote for progressive candidates, or at least not regressive ones. Please, please, please. Project 2025 is a real risk to all people of marginalizations. We need all the help we can get. And no, nobody is like asking me to say this. I am just genuinely concerned about this. And also, I was gonna do like some volunteer work with a organization, and I forgot to do it. And I think there's like one more time where I can possibly do it. And basically, I'm very passionate about making sure that things don't go to hell in this country. Um, because it would be a pain in the ass to fucking pack up everything and move. Um, and I don't really have the skills to do that. So, yeah, please, for the love of God, if you were legally able to vote, please fucking vote for progressives or just non-regressives. We we need what we can get at this point. Things are not looking terrible, but especially with the shit going down in Israel, and Biden's numbers dropping because of it, we need to shore up the lower levels of our democracy to make it harder for the higher levels to cause problems. So the firmer our foundation the lower parts are, the better off we are if we start having problems at the top half. So please, I am begging you, vote. Anyways, Minecraft! I'm gonna update the stream info, take the lore out, because that's all done. Oh, something interesting amongst those of us on the server is some of us are doing a Never Ember, which is basically people are doing like artsy shit with like a prompt list based on things that have happened in Nearcraft. No, it's Near Ember, not Never Ember. Near Ember. And so I am not much of a artist. I am I'm a writer though, so I've been thinking about like making some like microfiction and posting it on Twitter. Just to kind of like do it and like also like get a little bit of interest about the server out there cuz you know what? I like this server. I want to see it succeed. I mean, it's already succeeding at least as far as like fun goes, but you know, sometimes you want things to pop off just a little bit more. Um okay, I'm honestly blanking on things to do. I could always go netherite mining. Do you like netherite mining? Um, no. I'm not allowed to netherite mine patent. You're not my dad. You don't tell me what to do. Unless you like redeem hydrate or dihydrate or trans chimkin. I thought you asked, do you like netherite mining? No. No, I'm trying to figure out what I should do because, like, I've got the main thing. Took care of the body that I needed to take care of. And ooh, roses, flying castle. So beautiful. So I took care of the body. I've gotten some work done on my creeper farm. I'm just not, but I'm not ready to like just end stream. So I guess I'm just flying around. Whoa, 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 holy gecko lore, I can't believe you just cannibalized someone, what a twist. No, it's only cannibalism if you kill them for the purpose of eating them. Don't ask me how I know this. Because to be fully honest, I'm not sure how I know. Technically what I just did there was corpse eating. Which is different. Anyways. No, it isn't. No, it technically is. Legally and psychologically. It's two, we're talking about two separate things. Oh, I should see if I've made any sales. Do I have any extra moolah I can spend? Excuse me? Who is taking my TNT without paying? Okay, well. Fine. It's probably just Squirtle. Being a little shit. Being a little stinker. Cannibalism, the practice of eating the flesh of one's own species. Oh, yeah, well, in that case, I'm definitely fine. Still just corpse eating. You know what? I honestly kind of feel we'll agree to disagree that I'm right. Okay. Oh, you know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to build a bridge. I don't think that'll be a problem. Mm, but I don't really know how to build a bridge. Maybe some other time. I miss our bishop. Belksa, come back. Best 3 of 3. Valid. I should really get a, oh, painted. I don't think you've seen this. One of the people on the server made a big-ass dragon. You see? So beautiful. And I think they're going to be doing a lot more of these. They've been leaving little signs around that say the beasts are nigh. Dragon D's nuts. Honestly, valid as fuck. Oh, the villager farm. I'm gonna go check out the raid farm. Maybe get some drops. That might be good. I think I know approximately where we are. Yep, we're getting close. Why do I feel like Squirrel towered up there to kill himself? Like, I can't necessarily prove it, but, like, that's definitely what that was used for. You know how, like, sometimes you just, like, know that kind of thing? You just... Father's intuition. Should probably have that on hand. Strength. All of this was for, I got this ready for somebody. Huh. What's the next sub-goal? Next follow sub-goal for the channel? The follow goal doesn't really have a reward attached to it. The sub-goal, reward is I play FNAF. And, hmm. Well, the thing is, like, technically, it's, I'm pretty sure that the plan from my sister and her friends is to swarm me, with, what are they called? They're gonna use their they're gonna figure out how to link up Prime, use the free subs. And, after that, I had to play FNAF. I did tell them to, wait to do it just a little bit so I could have 5 subs of FNAF on my thing for a while, but honestly, at this point, I think we're in the decent zone. Now, what I wanted my next sub goal to be was to do like a little cooking stream type thing, but never. My sister got in the way, as per usual. You could make a follower goal. I have a follower goal for like I want to get up to 120. I should, because more followers leads to more subs. That's true. It's just I'm really bad at following through on the follower goals. But you know, I can work on that. But the thing is, I feel like the problem with like the goals and stuff is they really only matter if you like the streamer. Because if you don't know who someone is, unless it's something very silly and immediate, a follower goal isn't going to tempt you to follow. That being said, I could probably find something. Let's see, there's probably something I could do that would be kind of embarrassing. I was thinking along the lines of if you had any ideas about where you want to take the future channel in the future. Oh, okay. Uh, Honestly, I want to go as far as I can with this. I highly doubt that I will be at a point where I can ever make this work as like a full-time thing, but like as a part-time gig. Like I always had these grand ideas for my channel and never do any of it, but I talk about it in community posts. Okay, I see. Uh, I think I would like to be able to sustain my Twitch. Basically, I would like to be able to put money from Twitch into streaming on Twitch. Um, so just have enough that I can like, save up and invest in like a better computer or computer parts once I move over to a tower. Um, that kind of thing. Um, I think I would really I don't have any like I at some points I would there are some ideas I do have. Um Honestly I would really like to get into Minecraft Championship Rising at some point. Um this year was definitely not the year for me to do it. I was just not ready. But honestly, I feel like I think I'll be ready pretty soon. Or soon enough that if I like can find a team to put together, um that'll probably work. I would just need to get better at talking about it. What, like competitive Minecraft? Yeah, there's a I don't know what that is. Okay, so Minecraft Championship is a generally monthly Minecraft competition for like the big wigs in the game. Uh, it's where you get like the family friendly people competing alongside or against the not family friendly people. Um, and 2 years in a row, they've had Rising, which is an event specifically targeted at small streamers to kind of give them a boost. And that's I I thought about doing it this year, didn't get around to it, and definitely just I don't really have I didn't have a team. Uh, so I would have to work that out. So I do want to do that. Hold on for that thought for like a minute and a half. Ugh, ads. Where did I pick those up? Oh yeah, in my house. Hmm. Back? Okay. So basically, so you're saying something about cannibalism? What? No, I don't do cannibalism. I disapprove of cannibalism, like I disapprove of tax evasion. Anyways, taxation is representation. Goddamn right it is. America for the win. I would salute, but I can't remember which salute is the American salute and which one is the British salute. And I don't want to say fuck yeah, America, and do the wrong salute because I feel like that would just be wrong. So I just simply do not salute. Because, like, I know there's a thing that you do with, like, the thumb, palm facing yourself. I would need to see it. I would need to, like, Google a picture at some point. So, yeah, You just looked at your hand? Yes, I looked at my hand! To try and figure it out, and I couldn't, okay? I do not visualize well. Yeah. Yay, I was close! So how has your day been painted? Patent? So Minecraft Championship Rising is for small streamers. Yes. They generally have a American salute is hand at perpendicular angle to your forehead, I believe, where British is the back of your hand against your forehead, I believe. Okay, Shadowling. I'll take your word for it. I thought there was something with I thought it was like a more subtle like thumb thing. So it could be mixing it up with like the stance that you're supposed to do if you're a Freemason. So Patent says his day was good. He went to class and then studied 4 classes and then went home. Sounds great. Studying, learning, hug. Shadowling, how's your day been? Patent. I already read your answer. Why'd you send it a second time? Let Rye speak for themselves. It's been alright. I should be sleeping right now, but I had a revelation about my book, and now there's no way I can sleep. Oh. Rye, are you a NaNoWriMower? Because I know you write. So I'm just curious. Well, you asked again? No, I asked Rye how their day has been. A Nemo Rhinoer. No, it's just my novel I've been working on for the past 2 years. Ah, okay. Honestly, valid. I've had a lot of projects that I got stuck on for like years, which is now apparently a trilogy. Ooh, you are falling into one of those classic writerly blunders. But you know what? As long as you're having fun, go for it. Or just make sure it's better than the movie. How is it a blunder, may I ask? So a lot of times, and I'm saying this from experience as somebody who has ended up uh hyperfixating on stuff and like having stories essentially become like an obsession. And I would say it's kind of washed up author gecko. I mean, that's not exactly a lie, patent, but when you get focused on something and it starts to spiral and it lives basically rent free in your mind for several years and it just keeps growing and growing and growing, you end up not being able to move on and not being able to grow as a writer. And that is, it can very easily kill your will to write. At this point in my life, I mean, I wrote for 10 years and I got stuck on an idea for like 5 of them. And when I got stuck on that project, I couldn't move on no matter how hard I tried. And it was bad. It was bad. Um, and like at this point I've finally been able to move on from it. Um, that doesn't seem give advisable because it's so specific to you. And it may come across as specific in your opinion, patent, but this is something that a lot of other writers have noticed and discussed outside of me. So like I'm not just speaking from like, oh, this is something weird that happened to me. I'm speaking from I was warned about this for years. I didn't listen, and I'm giving the warning now. I'm passing down the warning. I don't think I'm gonna get stuck on it because I have so many different story ideas. Thank God they discussed it outside of you. Um, so the even if you have a bunch of other ideas, even I still had like a bunch of ideas when I got stuck. And it was really tough. It was rough, but and there's still, like, a part of me that has yet to fully let go of the story, um, but honestly, it's been, like, a year since I've, like, seriously touched it, and it doesn't have the same appeal it used to have, and part of my problem is, after all of that, writing in general has lost its appeal in a lot of circumstances. Like, I have a couple ideas that I'm kind of thinking about again, and I'm very glad that my brain is finally starting to work, um, like that, but it's a balancing act. Was it a Dream SMP fanfic? Just asking. Hold on, that was a joke? It's too late now! Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh god, I've seen this in a VOD before. 5. Yeah, and then there's one that's about halfway full, and a small one that's also got a lot in it. So, yes, admittedly, yes, it was more SBI than Dream SMP, but yeah, this did happen. And a lot of it got written, like, really, really close together. The Dream SMP is killing the Lorax. Yeah. Yeah. My mom was an elementary school teacher, so she loves school supplies. So we just always have a ton of notebooks on hand. Um, but yeah. Um, the nice thing about this is I actually think I may have an idea for something I want to do that technically came from one of these fics. That could have gone to a child's education gecko. Well, it went to me. So fuck you. I like it. Alright. Um, Rai says, I'm so sorry, I can't imagine writing ever losing its appeal because I'm so focused on becoming an author. Yeah, and that was my dream too. It's part of why I'm being real passionate about it, because I know what it's like to lose that dream. That's kind of why I moved on to streaming, because it's given me a more direct creative outlet. I do want to get back into writing though. It's just there's a time for it, and I don't think I'm in that era of my life anymore. I love that patent after making a joke about the Dream SMP fanfiction was like, hold on, that was a joke. Mostly a joke. Oh god, I've seen this in a VOD before. Combine them and do Dream SMP fanfic tellings over SMP footage as commentary. These fanfics are staying in closed books. I will admit, some of the writing in those was actually good, despite I would say, some of it being written in a potentially manic haze. And I do mean that in like the very literal, like potential low-level mania. I'm not sure. Something was off about me when I started writing fanfiction, and it turned out surprisingly well. Those books stay closed, except for when I want to feel good about my writing abilities. So, thank you, but no. That being said, some of the ideas were, like, actually, like, genuinely decent ideas in there, surprisingly. So, like, I maybe have some intentions of trying to see what if I can, like, write something that, like, alters it so it's, like, it's not fanfiction anymore. 'Cause, I mean, that's how I've always written, if I'm being totally honest. I always start off with, like, fanfiction-y ideas, and then I just build and I build and I build, and then all of a sudden it's just not fanfic anymore. That's not far from one of my video ideas, which is having various people read my old fanfics. I thought you had one. I thought there was just the, what's it called? The Cars 2 fanfiction. Or were there multiple? It might not end up becoming a trilogy. I was just working on editing some previous chapters, and I've ended up completely rewriting it, and the plot feels so much better, so now I'm waiting until I can talk to my author friend and get her opinion. Ah. Okay. There isn't a Cars 2 fanfiction. I made that up in an argument in your chat. Oh. Well, now I'm sad. Okay, so Rye, you're not, you're, you know what, honestly, I think part of where I went wrong was I never really figured out editing. So, you know what, if you're editing your stuff and coming up with this thought, I think you're probably in a better spot than I ever was. To be blunt, that's probably why I prefer streaming over something like YouTube. Because, like, no offense, I don't want to edit. I don't like editing. I don't want to do it. It's tedious. I hate it. Like, it's great, don't get me wrong. It's useful, and I appreciate the people who can do it. Please, I hate it. I hate editing with a burning passion. So I've never gotten... It's definitely caused me problems. I've always very much been a draft one kind of guy when it comes to, like, papers and such. Um, yeah, editing is honestly my biggest hurdle. The fanfics are very short, except for the one thing I wrote with my friends at 3 a.m., but that is so not for YouTube. You know what? Valid. My first book didn't get past its first draft either, lol. Yeah. I don't think I ever wrote a full second draft of anything. Because part of my problem was I would keep on starting over. And I would start over on the same idea and do it ever so slightly different. Now this is where you can see the autism come in for me. Because I would have an idea for how to do it ever so slightly differently. And be like, okay, well now I have to start over completely. I didn't have to start over completely. It was an option, sure, but I didn't have to. And I probably shouldn't have. Oh yeah, starting over is a bad thing. Yep. The problem is I never figured out how to edit, so I never figured out how to write a draft 2 without completely starting over. So if you can edit, you're in a better spot than I am. Or I ever was. Was too focused on getting the first one right. That's new. And this new one, I was too focused on getting it finished that this new one I want it to be better. Yeah. I'm the opposite. I recorded the same video 4 times and now just need to splice them all together into one video. And how's that editing style working out for you for you, Patent? Are you getting a lot of them done? I have played through the same mission over 10 times. 20. And I'm just curious, how well has that worked out for you, Patent? Not really doing a draft 1 or draft 2, I'm just sort of working through it as I go along. Make sense? No, but the point isn't to get a video done and out, it's to make a good video. Yeah, but I think part of part of learning something creative is making a bunch spending just a little bit of time making a bunch of like really bad versions. Like with that fanfiction. Part of what I would do was whenever an idea just kind of didn't seem as interesting as another, I would just drop it and I would start something else. And I was very non-committal. And I finally figured out how to write in third person present tense because of that. So I may just be a touch biased, but sometimes you just have to go for bad. Anyways, I should probably log off soon before I finish eating Bradley's dead body. Nah, I can. I'll be fine. I'm not gonna end up eating the whole thing. Oh, the perfectionist in me could never. Yeah, I'm also a bit of a perfectionist, but I have this bigger problem of ADHD. Um, Slightly medicated ADHD, but not fully medicated because, oh god, there's not enough. There's not enough Adderall right now. Excuse me. That's the thing. A lot of people have different paths to becoming who they are as a creative. Oh no, I should keep that on me just in case I need it. That's why after I've finished writing this current one, or three as it may turn out, I want to go back and rewrite my first. But yeah, I'm thinking about getting back into creative writing. I was really looking forward to getting into it with my bachelor's degree because I was going to take creative writing course for one of my electives. And now I'm dropping out of college because American healthcare. Um, so I'm just gonna have to if I get into writing again, I have to do it by myself, which is fine. I can do it. It's just gonna be a little bit annoying. You could try to get an editor if you're not good at editing. I could, but the problem is that I don't think that would necessarily be the right choice because I if I don't have if I don't know how to edit myself, that's just like a whole tool that's just straight up not in my tool bag. And I won't know the difference between I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm thinking of maybe being an editor. IDK, my main focus was being on an author. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of editors are also authors or have been authors and just the money in editing is significantly better. I want to have the skills that I need for editing. And I feel like without them, it's almost like I don't have, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have the information that I would need in order to, like, identify boundaries of stuff. Hmm. If you just want to have videos of yourself on YouTube in order to boost your Twitch channel, that's one thing. Yeah, but then you'd have to pay the editor. Yeah, and again, that's kind of why I don't exactly have an income right now. Um, so that's like I could do like a little bit, but I couldn't really do much. So I would that's kind of why I haven't done it at this point. I just financially it's not a good choice to do with like YouTube. Or writing, honestly. Um, it's just not financially viable. Uh, excuse me. Like for me, I don't want to just be in videos, I want to make them. Hmm. Like recording me and editor me are so intertwined that that wouldn't make sense. Yeah. And when I look at the editing stuff, my body freezes up and I get weird sensations. Excuse me. All over my body because seeing the very teeny tiny perfectionist things um, causes sensory overload. Problem with editing is you can't really do it with small projects. Yep. Again, I don't do a first draft and a second draft, I merge them into one. So I have a folder fully dedicated to my failed chapters, so if it turns out they're better than the edited ones, I can just go back to them. I don't know if it would help you. I find it very difficult to let go of anything I've written, no matter how bad it is. Yeah, and I've messed around with similar stuff before. Um, not exactly in that way. Uh, and I'll probably try something like that in the future. But like I said, I don't think this is like the time for me to be a writer just yet. I think I'll get there at some point. Uh, I'm honestly just more interested in like I do enjoy writing, and I especially like the creative thinking process. And I really like uh brainstorming. Like Rye, I'm sure you've seen in the Discord how like anytime anybody posts anything lore related in the discussion channel, I immediately jump in and say, okay, you could go either this way, you could go that way, you could go that way, you could go that way. What about this? You got to think about that. Um, which is probably annoying to other people, but I try to keep it as non-committal as possible. You can just, if you want to make videos, start cutting streams down into 10-minute videos. You only need to cut and delete, so it's not too involved in terms of tools you have to use, but you got to think a lot about what should go in and what shouldn't in pacing stuff. Yes, and I understand that, and that is kind of what I kind of started doing a little bit of that. I mean, I made a YouTube short a while ago, and it did pretty well. Um, the big problem is a lot of my older streams that have moments that I really enjoy have music in the background so they can't be cut up easily. Um, so like the court case on Nearcraft, can't do anything with that. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn on the logo. Um, right, but plenty of your VODs don't. Yes, and that's because I figured out how to change my settings. And it is absolutely a question of what do I pick and choose. And I do intend to go through and like pull the pieces apart. I'm not trying to get you to be a YouTuber. I'm just saying if you want to do it, that's how I'd start. Yeah. Um, yeah, and that's the thing. I do want to do a couple videos because I think it would be fun. I do intend to make more. Um, I've made like a total of one, and I've tried to figure out how to make a couple more. and I just kind of need to like actually do it, you know? The problem is I don't actually get into doing it. Um, I've been thinking about making Tuesday like an editing day for me, so like I can get like into like a groove. Like once I get a schedule finalized, um, I can like go, okay, we're I can do it at the same time when I usually stream, and then that gives me like a little bit more stability and like consistency in my life. Um, but yeah. Rye says, I have seen, I find it really interesting to read through, but I haven't really engaged with lore discussions, but I get the idea of brainstorming. It's why I need to talk to my author friend. Yep. I need to talk to my author friend so we can brainstorm together whether my trilogy idea is good or not, but it's currently 1 a.m. Rip. And she's asleep, and I can't get to sleep because of it. You could stream yourself editing a stream, except that can get really confusing from personal experience. You've seen me stream that kind of thing. Yeah, and I have thought about it. The thing is, if I do it on Tuesdays, and just like set off like a specific day for it, um, specifically if I pick Tuesdays, there are multiple people in my family that need the internet on Tuesday evenings. Um, and if the internet starts acting buggy, I would have to immediately stop streaming, and that's just not something I want to mess around with. So I just straight up don't do Tuesdays. Um, Seriously. I should move my therapy to Tuesdays since I can't stream that day anyways. And I'm frequently too tired on Mondays when I have therapy to do stream. I'm a genius. Anyways, um let's see. Do. Uh, so I wouldn't necessarily like. I definitely could stream editing, but not necessarily I would do. I don't know that I would because of when I would want to. What are we witnessing? Certainly not cannibalism. That's not what I said. I mean, you asked what you were witnessing, and I told you that it wasn't cannibalism. That's not the correct order of the words that I said. The order matters. Incredible new message. What we are witnessing. Oh, okay. So, another thing about me that probably makes a lot of creative stuff much harder than it should be is I am becoming more and more convinced that I am at least slightly dyslexic. Because I've had problems with like messing up orders of like teeny tiny words a lot. And honestly, it makes reading hard. It makes it hard. It makes it difficult. Sometimes Gecko will go on a tangent about something I did not say, and I just let him because it works. And then sometimes it just doesn't work. Like now. This time it didn't work. Because you definitely did not witness cannibalism. Oh right, you're up to date on Nearcraft lore, right? I got completely lost in the conversation there, lol. It's okay. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit lost too. So Gecko said, and then I said, and then he said, but we figured it out. Okay. So you're aware that our dear server owner Bradley has unfortunately passed away in the culling of the cabinet. Has the funeral already happened? It has not. Um, but he left his body in my care, and I've eaten, let's see, a larger percent of it than I should have. That is, that's not a lot for the funeral, is it? Ah, always a good idea. Yep, always a good idea. Except for when we have this problem where I think I've eaten almost the entire thing. You're just honoring him? Let's get religious. Alright, you want to get religious painted? I'll get fucking religious! I'm kidding, I'm not gonna get religious. I am in too weird of a space spiritually to mess around with that shit. Well, the question then becomes, where did the rest of the loaf go? In my tummy. I just kinda... There was his remains ended up going into 14 breadly bites. And, we now have 4. Shush, they don't know that yet. Well, I've been eating it throughout the stream, so, they know. What up, my freaking fraggerts? Craig? Hello, Craig. How are you? I am doing pretty well. Um, why are you Gecko? Because as a kid, my parents didn't want me using my real name on the internet. So I came up with a fake real name, Elizabeth. Because for those of you who don't know, I am transmasculine. Um, but at the time, I was unaware of that. I do not have a pronouns thing, but my pronouns are he, him. Uh, Gecko sounds like a real name. We're getting there. And basically, because my internet real name was Elizabeth, my friends started calling me Lizard. And that's kind of where it came from. I kind of went a little bit more specific than just... My internet real name is Craig. Awesome, Craig. Craigert. My name is not Craig! Everyone always asks, "Why are you Gecko?" but not, "When are you Gecko?" At least 40 times over at this point. I deleted too many words in that sentence and then sent it. Your real name isn't Mr. Suit. Suit, as in like a suit and tie. Um, yeah. Nah. It's significantly more Irish than that. I didn't feel like cooking, so I bought Rose takeout and bevs. Nice. You know what? Patent. I'm gonna start a quote book of all the weird things that you say in my stream chat. And I'm gonna set up a command so that you can type like patent quote and it'll send like a random one. I say that as if I understand coding at all. Yeah. Look at another piece of bread, didn't I? This is bad. Oh fuck. Do I just say I lost it? What do I But if I just show up with part of the body, and that's gonna be more it's gonna be more suspicious if I show up with just part. Put the remaining bits in a safe and open it up at the funeral. Say a wild animal ate it. That's brilliant, Rye. Like a gecko, for instance? No, 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 there's no wild gecko on this server. Um, okay, okay, we're gonna have to find up a... We're gonna have to... Okay, we're gonna have to go with... Hmm. Oh, fuck, this is bad. Okay, I can make safe. I can find a safe. I can make a safe. Oh god, this is bad. Iron. If I can get iron... Oh, no, but if I put it in a safe, then people are gonna be like, well, how did an animal get in there? So it'll have to be something a lot less secure. If I put it in a barrel, people will be like, oh, that's kind of disrespectful. I don't want to get shit for being disrespectful. Even though I did just eat majority of his body, and people often find that disrespectful. Put it in the safe after the animal got at it. Oh. That's why you put it in the safe to stop the wild animal from finishing it off. Brilliant. Safety first. It's a play on the word safe. Ah, I see. I can just snoom back and spawn. Best joke yet? I think it might be. Rip Gecko. I'm not dead yet. Gecko is not dead yet. Stop saying rip. Patent. Stop saying fucking rip. So. 4. That should be enough if I died of extreme old age. Okay, you know what, you little shit? You wanna go? You wanna fucking go? Not dead. Not dead yet, as opposed to Bradley? That is true. Let's go. I don't feel like it. Zoomies. Okay. Do you guys have lore in this server? Kind of. The server has some lore. It's very much a... You don't have to participate in lore if you don't want to. And generally people are not supposed to interfere on your lore. But, you can, like, interact with people in their lore or in your lore, as long as everybody, like, agrees. Little did the Nearcraftians know the wild animal was Gecko all along. Was a Gecko all along. Well, yeah, they're never gonna know because no one's gonna tell them. Because it's fine, because nothing happened. Put it in a book like Jumanji. Not gonna do that. My lips are sealed. Good, 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 good. Because, you know, God forbid, people... I can't have people knowing what I do. Because... it typically doesn't turn out well. The first gecko to go to space. I have completely lost track of where I need to go. There we go. Down. Yeah, thanks, Patent. Thanks. Oh gosh, I am. Ah! Shit. Oh, did you finish decorating the funeral home? I did! I can show you all around once we get there. Oh dear. We've. We're so high up. There we go. Okay, so there's the pagoda. And there's the cathedral. And here is the funeral home, which needs a little bit of work. Gecko gets high every time it's a rainy day. Oops. More damage. Guess I'll have to eat that away. Anyways, so, for those of you who don't know, nothing wrong with it. That is true. There's nothing wrong with eating your friends' corpses. Anyways, haven't been on recently. I've got so much work to do and I'm procrastinating all of it because I'm still in holiday mode. Relatable as hell. Anyways, so for those of you who don't know the lore, this funeral home used to be a Pizza Hut. You can still tell that based on like how it's built. The booths had one of their sides torn out because it would be awkward to do it in booths that don't like all face one direction. So you have all of these. You have the booths that act as pews for the funeral. Over here we have the crematorium, which is not a creamery. A creamery is a place where you make ice cream. Patent heard crematorium and thought, oh, this is a place where you make cream, like sour cream. I'm gonna set this up properly. I literally didn't say that. So good. Okay. Anyways, this is the crematorium. This is where we burn the bodies. Kind of like a Basque cheesecake. And, yeah, so this is the interior of the funeral home. Woo! An ice creamery is where they make ice cream, while a crematorium is where they make sour cream. No, hey! Who's live? Okay, anyways, I need to tell Ender that something got into the body. I hope they buy it, because otherwise I am McFucked. Can be your witness, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing. It's all fine. We're all fine. Nothing's bad. Nothing bad is gonna happen. Nobody will know. How will they know? Nobody will know. And if they do know, I can take care of it. Because I've taken care of problems before. I've taken care of stuff before, I can take care of it again. I've taken care of stuff before, I can take care of it again. I've taken care of stuff before, I can take care of it again. Boss looks at the stream. Oh, yeah, obviously, but like, now technically this would be considered meta knowledge and therefore unusable in a Minecraft court, I hope. It's just not as good. Alright. Why do I feel like your I've taken care of stuff before is a bit more sinister? It's not sinister. You just sometimes have to take care of things, and it's bad, and you have to take care of them anyways. Lore implications? I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't lore, it's real Minecraft life. Taking care of stuff, I've taken care of this before. I've done this before, I can do it again. I've done this before, I can do it again. Mafia? God, I wish. Better access to bodies. Did I get lost? Okay, I'm not lost. Okay. I think I can take care of this. It won't be a problem. And you know what? Even if it is a problem, I can take care of the problem. Okay? Even if it's a problem, I can take care of the problem. With all of that said, guys, I am gonna head off for the night. We are going to raid. Hmm. we're gonna go ahead and raid Morgan is Co. It's a shame I can't catch more of your streams because they're really late for me. Yeah, well, you can always rewatch the VODs. Um, but yeah, uh, bye. I should try to get some sleep. Yes, try to get some sleep if you can. Okay, just try. If you can't, I understand. Sleep is weird. All right, but we are gonna go ahead and raid Morgan is Co. And I will see you maybe tomorrow. It depends on a lot of factors that I do not have control over. All right. Peace out.